I move for no man.
So be it! Now stand aside, worthy adversary.
'Tis but a scratch.
A scratch? Your arm's off.
No, it isn't.
Well, what's that then?
I've heard worse.
You liar!
Come on, you pansy!
Victory is mine!
Shall we play a game?
Oh.
I think I missed him.
Yeah, weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Love to. How about...
What's up, Pauperganda Knights? It's Friday, and we're doing our thing. We're here to play Rogue. This is kind of a therapeutic outing today, because I want to get Rogue out of my system so that I can do better than just break even on Sunday, hopefully. If you wonder what I'm talking about, Sunday are the new Pauper challenge events. They're gigantic. And before I forget, the top three, I forget the guy that won it all, but the two I was most impressed with easily, Mage Power and Kung Fu Trees. Mad props to you, especially Kung Fu Trees, for just consistency. Don't know how they do it, just over and over again. Top. Sure helps to play top decks, but still, I mean, it takes some crazy good skills. But see who's in the party house here. JSig 1980, Mike Man, Mark Caviovaggio, MTG Gato the Pope. Everybody's in the house. Killer Tofu, what's up? Cap up, all that stuff. How y'all doing? Hi to you all too. And thanks for joining us. Anyway, I'll jump into the leagues here, and we'll hit play, and then I'll try to see if I can time this right. So this deck actually runs Ornithopters. I run 3 of them because I want to trigger Glinthawk, and I've got access to 4 Bone Splitters. It's kind of a Suicide White air power deck. It runs 20 lands, but it's a little deceiving because our removal is all valid. If we don't need it, we don't use it. We got Quicksand, and we also have Bonds of Faith, which acts as kind of a bad journey to nowhere, but in a pinch, we've got just enough humans that sometimes you can really make a 3/4 Theremin Inspector, or like a 5/5 Auriok Sun Chaser and stuff. So we've got a huge flying package. The only thing that doesn't fly is our Theremin Inspector, but this card's very needed because it's a soldier and because it makes artifacts, which fuel this in a pinch, or this. First turn War Falcon's pretty cool. What often happens is I'll drop Thopter, return it with Hawk, drop Thopter, and the next turn Bone Splitter, and I attack for 4 in the air. So it's pretty fun. Yeah, Flying Sideboarding. That's a much better name than I came up with. And we've got a little bit of blue cheated into the deck with 2 steps, 4 Quicksands, 10 Plains, and 4 Dens, 2 Lotus Petals. Again, just extra bait, and then every once in a while in a real tight pinch you can choose the Vault Scourge mana there. But yeah, it runs. It looks heavy on the curve, but you got to treat these as draw and removal, and so it can play pretty fast. And you can see we top out at 2 mana on this thing. 4 Bone Splitters, 4 Falcons, 4 Specters, 4 Glinthawks, 4 Sun Chasers, which might be better to go with 3. Sometimes the artifact can be an issue. I will admit that. 3 Bonds of Faith, 4 Skyfishers, the Sky Hunters, and the Vault Scourge rounded out. In our sideboard, we've got Relics, which are great synergy in this deck. 3 Patrician Scorn, 3 Lone Missionaries, good against Stompy and Burn, just trade off. Holy Light for anything that really goes wide, and 3 Prismatic Strands. Look at that. I finished, and we're still not in a match. What is going on here? Waiting 2 minutes. This is terrible. Well, at least we get to look at our favorite card there. So anyway, that's the deck I'm going to be trying. If he plays, says, "Hola, good to see you. Inspector over Ardent Recruit to help turn on Metalcraft." Yeah, that's kind of the theory. Ben, this is one of those decks that you take it to the tournament room and you're like, "Oh, this is it. Yeah, I'm gonna take this on Sunday," and you crush 2-0, and then I took it to only one outing in the league so far, and I went 2-3. There were close losses, but they're losses nonetheless, and it was kind of depressing. So hopefully we do a little bit better than that. And here we go. So, oh, come on, don't make me wait here, please. Ouch, this coffee's hot. I usually put ice in it. I think I did, but man, this is like molten. All right. Killer Tofu says, I played a similar list, quite fun. Had Bone Saws and Glinthawks. Yeah, I've really right on the edge of choosing Bone Saws or not. Just the activation. If there was an equipment that equipped for free or something, I might go, what is going on, MTG? Jeez, oh, Bezo. What is this all about? Sorry for the screen shenanigans here, people. I've been doing that for weeks. All right, yes, we want to go first. And here we go. All right, so we're doing all right. A little bit flooded, but we're going to go with double Falcon, and then we'll drop this to turn them on and swing for a Fire Blast in the air. So we'll keep this. Again, you really want to treat once you're at 2 mana, you're fine. You want to treat this as draw and this as removal. It's neat when you go up against control and you don't need removal that you're not holding a Journey to Nowhere and get a Chittering Rats in your face all day long and stuff like that. So Castle Bravo is our opponent. He's sending some sort of message. Need to tune in after match. Yeah. Boink. Here we go. I would type to you, but my hotkeys are all set. I've got to ignore you for now, but he says he's going to tune in after the match, so hopefully he can see our hand. All right. Here we go. Boop. Boink. Boink. And nice, fun, fast deck. But like I said, I'm playing this mostly as almost a forced therapy on my part because I don't trust myself. I like to play Rogue so much. I just almost don't trust myself when Sunday comes around. I get some wild idea and stuff, and I probably want to play something a little bit more established. But one of the cool things about War Falcon, even if nothing happens and it doesn't work and it's just sitting there, look at it. It kills Delver just sitting there. It's pretty cool. All right, we don't really need that. You could argue that you might have days here, so yeah, I'll play this. Drop the Inspector. Now we'll see, we've got Delver proof, Ninja proof. That's kind of what I was thinking with this thing, but who knows? We'll see. Would have been cool to, if this wasn't a tap, we would have had a pretty nice fat hand next turn. So the pedal's nearly $6 in paper. Yikes. Yeah, that was a very last minute addition. I was getting flooded a little too often, but with Bone Splitter decks, you really need access to that kind of that floating mana and stuff. And I was like, but if I play Pedal, then if I draw it late, it's kind of crap, but it can always do the Vault Scourge. But early on, it can turn on the... I needed just a few more artifacts, and it was a neat way to kill like 2 lands and put back in 2 artifacts that speed up the deck, do all this kind of stuff. So, all right, we'll drop this, and hopefully we don't walk into some hatred of like a Shrivel or something like that. So we'll see. Boom, boom, boom. Everything looking and sounding good out there, guys? I always take it for granted, but Twitch can be so finicky lately. Gotta make sure it's all... Ooh, that's an old school plane. Marcadian Masks. Oh my goodness. Wow. Look at this. Cower in Fear wipes us out. Creatures your opponent's control get -1/1. Woo-wee. Boy, that is a doornail on that one. All right. Yeah, mana getting a little clogged here. Not feeling too good. Well, I thought we had that one in the bag, and look what happens. Crap. Little Fights in the house. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for joining us. Oh, thank you for that, the Pult. I appreciate that. Yes, 87 cards. We're probably going to get milled to death here. This has been on the rise. I know Mikey Ruru and the Pult and a few others have been on Discord chiming in about a lot of brews like that. So here we go. I mean, we've got kind of a dead draw here normally, but instead of having to kill our artifact, we can do what would normally be a dead play here and get some value out of it. I'm not going to say it's a lot, but... Dun, bum, bum. I'm liking the deck. It's a lot of fun. Alrighty, mister. Let's see what we draw. Threat, please. No, I don't want to draw that, but I don't want to get chittering rats either. Come on, we only have to hit him 9 more times. Sound and feel good, says Letterfight. Thank you, buddy. Ah, yeah, Bible thump. That's a good name for it. And I'm thinking of doing Pauperganda tomorrow because this is one of those weekends I told you guys about a few weeks ago where my oldest is prodigy basketball man, and he's going to, they're out of town, and I've got the place to myself for like 4 days, so I'm going to be on my worst behavior. And so I was thinking maybe tomorrow I could do another stream. Don't know when, where, probably about 6 p.m.-ish again. If you guys are around and stuff like that, maybe might be good. Ooh, to pay life or not? What do you guys vote here? Nice, good thing about playing a fast deck is I don't have to really worry about my clock. That's why I try to steer away from control a lot. Not only am I bad at it, it's a clock hog, and then I try to narrate, and then I look up and I'm pulling a little fight, which is my term for losing to time. Props to you, buddy. No, I would not stream the challenge. I'm a little too competitive for that. I take that one a little too seriously. I'm like caffeinated, sitting there and zoning out. So that's why I try not to play too much. Dun dun dun. All right. So it's a little fight. What do you guys say? Ditch the pedal for the scourge or just pay the life? Argument being, if our sun chaser or something shows up, we're going to need all the artifact help we can get. So I say we pay for life, but it's up to you all. Crickets. Order of the Golden Cricket. Pay the life, says the poll. All right. First one gets it. Let's do it. Boink. I wish we had more cards in our hand. There we go. Yeah, my littlest is obsessed with camping, but it's ridiculous. Where I grew up, you could go camping anywhere, anytime, pretty much for free or some little silly like free donation. What the hell does that even mean? It'd be like, donate, put $5 in a slot, but or the honor system and keep moving. Gosh, now, and I think it's just a big metropolis thing, being in LA and stuff. Man, take it for granted. I thought we could just go anywhere, anytime, and it's like $50 a person. Got to go here. Got to reserve months in advance. It's like, good grief, just crazy. So, reason I'm bringing that up tomorrow, about the only time I'm not going to be available for Twitch feed is midday, because I'm gonna take him out in the morning, and we're gonna put the tent on the beach and read some books by the ocean and pretend to camp. And then after a few hours, and once it gets old and his impatience, of course he is my boy, so of course he's very impatient, starts wearing off, then I'll head back and start doing more of this. But large up the cards. Thank you for that. I love the notes. Sometimes I watch this back and I'm like, God darn it, why didn't somebody speak up or say something? There we go. For those of you of the visually impaired persuasion, here we are. Either going to run into an edict or another cower. Either way, it's going to suck. You are prophetic, my friend, and you are right. I think we might just scoop here. He's we're hellbent. He's far from it. I was chatting with Chris Weaver last night, who just obliterated me. I did have not too much wine, but I was on some wine. I was playing Rogue, and I threw this at him and something else, and he just clobbered me with both. But he had some suggestions, and now they're proving true. So listen to your neighbors. All right, we're conceding this one. I'm all for fighting stuff, but trying to put on a show here and not bore people with a 20 draw fallout of walking into edicts and such. So we'll see. So somebody enlighten me. Do I need to bring in our enchantment removal? Is he running like Curse of the Bloody Tome or anything like that? I'm going to bring in all our relics. Bring these in. Get rid of the Bonds of Faith. And normally I'm really not a fan of this card. I'm not saying it's bad. I really think it's a strong card. I truly think it comes down to the artwork. I know that sounds very petty, but when I play it, I like the effects, and then I look at it, and I get kind of like, ugh, backed up a bit. I'm going to lose a Scourge here. All right, so Rosalind's been playing 100 card teachings a bit this week. Takes a long time to finish people off. Sometimes they bring... Yeah, I might have wanted to wait just to bring down his clock, but in a real, competitive game I would. But these, I kind of throw tickets at this Fridays just to kind of have fun with rogue decks and stuff like that. So, Paul Dyson, thanks for joining us. Spoon! Good tick shout out. Cyborgs. Are you kidding me? That's the best Pilgrim artwork in the game. Or you just hate the subject. Yeah, probably. I'm so biased against religions. I probably... You're right. I probably have some, like, fundamental knee-jerk reaction to, like, authority, and especially that. Speaking of which, totally off subject. Well, I guess it's kind of a subject. Of course it's a subject. There is a show on Netflix called The Keepers, and it's about a nun being killed in the 70s, an investigation, and very, very good stuff. I didn't think I would like the show much, and I was very drawn to it. You guys ought to check that out. All right, here we go. Christopher Hitchens' Life, says Paul Dyson. Yeah, I love that guy. Quite the right. Even when he didn't have any, religious sort of fervor writings, his, I think it was Vanity Fair or whoever he wrote for, there, he had just some dynamite stuff, even completely off topic. It's just one of those people that's just born to write. Gosh darn it. Thanks, Magic. Nice that the default sets up and skewers everything every match. Yes, we want to go first. I think we really had something in that match last game. If big if. Ugh. If he didn't have, I think they only run, one or two of those Cower and Fears main? I'm not too familiar with the deck list. Somebody can enlighten me on that. That'd be nice. I don't know about this hand, guys. We bring out the Inspector and then lose the clue to the Hawk is kind of our best line, and then we've got 3 Sun Chasers that aren't going to do much. So I'm going to ship this back. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll keep this because we've got the Hawk Inspector play, or if we draw another planes, then it can be, Falcon Inspector, so we'll see. Excuse me. We will keep this. This is not looking good, going against sheer removal. Yeah, that was pretty fun hanging out with the Polt. If you guys haven't checked it out, a lot of people are streaming now. It's so great to see. I really, really think this is like it's just like this great, like they had it sounds ridiculous to make real world references about a silly card game, but hey, it's me. But like, you have the Renaissance with, all the breakthroughs in art and all this stuff. And it really does feel kind of like a emboldening of the format lately. It seems everywhere. Everybody's talking about the numbers are great. It's just a very good time. Just look at the metagame. I'm always bragging about it. It's just, you can play anything in this format. Show me another format that can say that. So, oh God. I was talking this morning on Discord about cards that should qualify as kick in the crotch cards, and boy, that's one of them. So this is the worst scenario with regards to, the Glint Hawk. I don't like this play, but I've got I'm not going to trip a clue till like turn 6 or 7 anyway. Now we've got some Edict bait here. We'll see. You might notice there's a lack of Electrickery bait in this deck. Sure didn't help last game, right? It seemed like all of our stuff out there, other than War Falcon and the Vault Scourge, we don't have it, and that's why I kept out. You'll notice an absence of Squadron Hawks. I used to run a build of this that did run them, and yeah, I should have attacked. No, that's fine. I just didn't like, they were clogging my hand, and it just, I don't know, with Echoing Decay, Electricity, it was just, I wanted to kind of have a main deck answer for Electrickery games too, where I almost don't even have to think about it. It's like, yeah, it can nab War Falcon and the Scourge, but that's about it. So it's usually a 1-for-1 in those scenarios. So I kind of wanted more of just an Air Force that had a good backside and good game. So we'll see. We already got our soldier, so we'll sacrifice this. Rosman says, yeah, Cower and Fear main and 3 Echoing Decay. Oh, so he only did have 1 main. Wow, that's awesome. I know I'm one of the only weirdos out there that likes when my opponent gets lucky, but I see the bigger picture. It's just good for the game when those kind of like, because man, it felt like we just had him down, had our fist up, and then somebody lopped off our arm. that was epic. I was brought to my attention the other day on Discord again about I was on it way too much in the morning yesterday Just like wasted my whole morning away, but that's a good way to waste it. But somebody brought up, I think it might have been you at the Pult or somebody about that. What was the last time I did a double feed? So maybe I should do something tomorrow night, because remember we had that epic elves outing, and then right after that we had the that Golgari Infect outing that just every game came down to just, he's got it. Now I've got it. Now I got it. Down to the wire, on the stack wins and stuff like that. It was just a lot of high energy fun. I wish all of them could be that way, but as my mom said, you got to have the highs to appreciate the lows. So if they were all that way, it would probably be kind of meh. Litified, and I used to hang clues as long as I could, just because I didn't want to lose the draw. Eventually, I learned it's tempo. Oh, eventually that's fine to tempo play in the Spectre and the hockey. Yeah. Sorry, I'm on about my. I've had too much coffee now, so let's see. I sense. I know I'm going to walk into a exclude here. That's that spidey sense I often talk about. How's it going, R&D function? All right. We'll see. I always laugh thinking about this, like if magic ever makes it into a motion picture, especially like when you look at just this little cute bird, looks nice and soft. And imagine that thing carrying an axe. It's just in its beak and like dropping it on some wizard's head with a dull thud. That's how I pictured it anyway. We'll try to get some life value out of this. They were talking about, yeah, they've always been talking about it. In fact, we had a chance, we were talking to the people that were talking about it. This is like 6 years ago, and probably one of the first few rumors and stuff, and I was petitioning like crazy, like, okay, duh, I should really cut the trailer for that, but I have a bad feeling that it would turn out like the Dungeons and Dragons style movies and things like that, where it's like, so here's an interesting pull up here. He's and again, if I run into you on the feed, I apologize for not chatting, and just know one of these days I'm going to set my keys differently, but I just don't want to jack up the keys here. So let's see what he's going to get. God darn it, all I did was open the chat screen and bonk. What's the deal with that? Let's see what he's going to grab. Mystical teachings for what? That's a good question here. Probably just like a Doomblade or... Ooh, Echoing Decay's not that good here. That's our Skyfishers are nice and... Yeah, they are so bad. I've been... my guilty pleasure... Think Twice. Okay, interesting. That's what he revealed. That's why I opened that up. One of my favorite comedy troupes in that ninja spoof I did last week is the Upright Citizens Brigade, and they're real popular in New York, and they have their own theater and everything like that. But I didn't know that there's so many videos on YouTube of just the improv, just them teaching the improv and showing people, and just taking suggestions from the audience and stuff. So if you're like me and you're at the computer a lot and you're tired of the Joe Rogan podcast or music or flavor of the month, don't forget to check that out, because it's really good background music, ups your mood, because they get pretty outlandish. The more ridiculous the skit, the better, I think. So I feel like we've got a little window here. I'm just gonna bounce and swing here. Don't want any more land. It'd be nice if some more artifacts showed up. What are we hitting for here? 7 a turn. So he's got 1 turn after this, and we might have something. Let's see what goes down here. Something's going down. Echoing Decay. So we only hit for 4. Wah, wah. All right. Well, I'll equip this. I think the more likely to die. Keep my Skyfishers alone, baby. Hid my books in shame, says Mike Man. Yeah. Got my my buddy, the guy that used to edit my stuff at Pure MTGO, Paul Grassoff. He's a huge D&D guy in real life, and he actually got hired by them about 5 years back to completely overhaul their rules errata and everything. And he couldn't have picked a better person. He's like, because my homonym misuse and horrible spelling and all this stuff, and my lack of rules knowledge, like I was poking fun at myself earlier, saying how I'm like one of the worst at that. I have to see it. I can read the card 50 times and until I see it played or whatever. I'm definitely of the visual learning curve. Not one of those people that really learns by reading much, even though I like to read, but I don't know what it is. Just it's strange how people have echoing decay. All right, kind of a one trick answer there. You could, maybe I made a misplay there. You could argue, knowing that that's in the deck, maybe I should have put that on the Skyfisher. I'm not sure. Does he run Chittering Rats? Oops. Does anybody know if that list runs rats, or is it just like sheer removal? Did I miss anything? I bet you went up to Miss Lincoln after the intermission at the Ford Theater and said, "How was the show? Did I miss anything?" Bad Hudson Hawk joke, sorry. Sky Hunter doesn't see enough plays as Mike Mann. Flying Cat Knight. What's not to like? Yeah. Whenever I can, I always try to sneak in the actual version that was uncommon. I always like that, just so. It's just a topic of conversation. Some people be like, "That's legal," and then you get them talking about how good Pauper is. There is 0 creatures main deck. All right. So you have, I really, really, really hate kicking the crotch rats. That's what I like to call them. It's just like, ugh, that is just one of the more depressing plays in the format. I'm sitting here talking about how great it is, and that's one of the lamest. Lost to that one. We had a, what was that? What was that spell that did us in? It's that new one, Cower in Fear. Cower main loss. It's good to have a little, tiny little note saying, "Hey, this is why you screwed up." Mark Caravaggio says, "Just love Sky Hunter art." Yeah, it is pretty sweet. Very Lord of the Rings. Even that thing it's flying on. But why can't it be a Cat Knight soldier? Come on. And an artifact. To boot. All right, we'll keep this just for a little, at least represent that we might have a spell. I tinkered with Guardian of the Guild pack, which I've had a crush on for about 2 weeks now. I've been trying to put it in every build because I've noticed against the most popular deck in the format, Delver Red. I don't know. What's the name for that? Ullman, are you there for the official name? I don't know. I'm always giving things pet names and confusing people, so just call it Delver Red for now. But it's so good if that lands, because they really only have the hard counter answer for it. If they have 3-4 fairies out, you're dead anyway. But when that sticks, you just keep ninjas at bay. And I've noticed if you can hold back ninjas, which is why we run 4 quicksands in this, and everything can block and kill it usually too. You can tend to beat that deck. So, all right, we'll play the one here. Delver. Yeah. Just what's the Delver with red actually being called now? You know, there's You Are Fiend. There's yeah. See, You Are Scred. You Are Delver Red. Just say, come on, people. God, look at this. We got to hit for 6, right? Can't be 7. Son of a gun. What we like here, though. Ugh. Crypt Incursion brings him back up. At least that wasn't that was the card I mentioned this morning as Captain King of Kicking the Crotch was Crypt Incursion. That's terrible. Is it Delver? Scred Delver. Alright. That's one of the few times I think my description's a bit more accurate. Delver Red, I would think, because it says what they're both at. Can we pull even here? Or does he have Doomblade or something? Let's see. I can tell by the slow click here. I think he conceded. There's some weird telegraph that seems to happen when people do that. All right, 1 and 1. Let's see if we can. It's kind of a clunky opening. We still haven't had like the excuse me, the nuts opening there. The crypts have been incurred. Very well said. Incurred. Yeah, can you get a link to Shirazaman if you can, Nerd of the Core? That'd be cool. I'm really falling out of like a lot of links and stuff. I catch stuff after the fact and things. So please let me know if you're streaming. Any of you out there, you're trying to do even if you're just starting out or whatever. I'd love to support it. All right, we're already sideboarded. I'm liking this stuff. We got rid of a Vault Scourge. Maybe we should bring in a Missionary. Nah, I don't want to really turn on much of that 1 mana stuff. That's just mostly for obviously burn and stompy and stuff like that. Bonds of Faith. Nah. Our luck, we'd be holding Bonds of Faith and none of our humans would show up. And we don't really have many. I think we only have 8 that can fit on. But it was just one of those extra... It's nice when it's game 1, you don't know what you're going against, and none of your cards are dead. It's an advantage few decks have. It's always fun, like when you do play creatureless. It's like, well, Exhibit A, right? We're going against a creatureless deck. Game 1, these weren't dead, whereas Journey would have been, and heaven forbid if he was playing Ratlock, we'd be out of it. So there we go. Thanks for that, Shiraz, and Nerd of the Core, and everybody helping me out. Appreciate it. All right. But, man... You want to talk about Magic Overload? It's pretty much all I'm doing this weekend, other than the little beach outing and stuff like that. So I'll probably be sick to death of Magic by Tuesday. Oh, I'll tell you what I'm sick to death of is this damn screen. Apologies. Every single round. Alrighty, let's see. Well, we've got to keep this. We've got Double War Falcon Inspector. Got to be careful about the overextension with War Falcon, but I'm going to err on the side of going for it. We're keeping. Let's go. Dun dun dun. Oh, there's a little issue with the stream there, JSig. Hopefully it's one-sided. No offense. Solid for me. Good. Sounds like just him, but hopefully it comes back online for you. Duress. Have fun. Not a fan of this art. What do you guys think? A little too epic. I like the subtlety of that elf getting like all the pins and needles. It's like, here it comes. All right. So drop this and probably walk right into an Echoing Decay or the Cower in Fear, but at least we'll have one guy live. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. The worst Duress art is the 7th edition because it has a white border. You don't even have to look at the art at that point. No, the Guru. Terrible. Like I said, I'm a card racist. I hate white borders. All right. I like this because we can, other than Cower and Fear, it's going to kind of wipe us if he's got it, but we'll swing here first. You got to love art just in general for that reason, how many different opinions it brings out in people, and you can never really have a right or wrong answer. It's just like music. Oh, man. This Castle Bravo's got all the right moves today. I'm walking into so many 2-for-1s. This is not feeling good. So we'll Skyfisher into a Vault Scourge, mostly for just Edict bait. Not that we need the life. I don't care much about it. But, yeah, being at 13 minutes. I'm not sure if we could really time this guy out if he went that route, but... Pauper, what's up, sucker? I've got to find some full art planes that I like. This is just a callback to my most competitive Pauper year was the Invasion block, and I always had these, so it's more of a nostalgia thing over the art, but there's no full art planes that I like yet. Forests I got covered, swamps I definitely got covered. Weird problem to have, I know. Alright. Coming in strong. We just dropped a land. Alright, gotta go, says R&D function. We'll have to see this video later. You got it. Discord represent. Yeah, and check out that new project. Feel free to plug it if you want. I forget. I apologize. I forget the actual name of it. It just launched yesterday, though, so very, very cool. And I've got to have that Skype call, too. If one of you told me about, somebody wants to talk to me about content, so... Whatever that is, I'll have to go check that. I hate walking into the obvious. All right. Well, I mean, I can't sit back and do nothing. Gotta keep swinging. I want them to release Rebecca Quaid Commander 2016 lands. Not full art, but, Rebecca, says Paul Dyson. Yes, indeed. Skyfish art's pretty sweet, too. It's awesome. I want to get the alternate Vault Scourge art. It's very cool. All right. Maybe like $300 each, the Guru lands, says Mike Mann. All right. Opposite of last game, it seemed like he only had swamps. Now he's got both. It seems like an ocean of blue. I don't know if I've seen this card. I forgot that this was one of those ones that made legal or whatever. I was like, what format am I playing here? Submerged Boneyard. There's so many ones that do that now, but it's neat to see it. All right. What do you think he'll bite at here? Let's try and get this going. You know what I think I might do here? I might remove my own graveyard if I get the chance because of Crypt Incursion. I'll swing here, probably on an Echoing Decay. What's neat though is if he does have Cower and Fear in hand, I mean it's a 1-for-1. So that's, again, that I was just trying to be a little bit forward thinking and like, you know what? Removal happens and I don't want to invite the massacre effect. Every once in a while I'll have a War Falcon Scourge heavy draw and you still feel it, but for the most part it's like, yeah, I don't have to really worry about Shrivel and Electrickery. Oh yeah, the Great Wall Art, that's right. I think I used that as a wallpaper on Facebook for a while there. And one G3 and A. Hi to you, sir. Or ma'am. Can't make those assumptions. Speaking of which, Arch Naomi in the house? Our resident queen on the SS metagame. Gotta be one, I guess, right? I know I'm the court jester. Come on, come on, come on. Hey, look at this. It's all on his turn. I'm liking this. Come on, Bone Splitter. And I thought about putting like Anthem effects in this or even like the Rally. But there's one thing I would... This is, you know, it's tier 2-ish. The one thing this thing dies auto to, which Chris Weaver just obliterated me last night in showing me too, was this. I'm not going to even cast the Sky Hunter this turn. I really just want damage now. And I don't want to walk into a decay effect. So, and what I learned from last time... You know what? I'm actually going to put it on this. And we'll go from here. But this deck rolls over to Fog. I mean, other than just putting in the white memory lapse and buying yourself a turn, it's pretty grim. So yeah, I lose that. And the other thing is, what was I going to say? Oh, the 3-color attack. What a good example here. I mean, we have in the Ornithopter got colorless damage, then we got black damage, then we got white. Not that COP white really sees much play, but it's nice to have against Prismatic Strands and just options like that. I mean, how many times did we die last week or 2 weeks ago against Hermifax with his oh, look at this, with his beautiful, what was it called, the Wild Mongrel. That's the one. Son of a gun. Wipeout. Well, that almost looks like I knew what I was doing on that play. Look at this. Hey, we still got stuff. This is that remove soul, right? Right? Yep, same thing. Gosh darn it. Oh yeah? Well, I'm gonna draw a card. It's over. As they said in Transformers the movie, it's over, Prime. This is terrible. 3 cards in hand. Life on the board. He's probably got a Crypt Incursion that's gonna gain like 82 life. Clue. Yeah, get a clue, right? I know, I gotta trip that. Of course, watch, I'll trip it and draw a Sun Chaser. So I said this, not a tier 1 thing, but it's a lot of fun. And this is, let's be real, this is probably the worst deck I could have run against. We'll keep that in our hand. Well, no, yep, misplayed there. I should have played it and just sacked it for the clue. It's gonna cost me way too much tempo. Bad move, bad move. Still giggling. What did I do, little fight? I must have said something on PC. Oh, God. All right. Do we fold up here, guys? This is ridiculous. He's at 29 life. We're going down in a blaze of non-glory. Well, at least we won one of them, right? But as I said, I'll be happy with a 3-2 outing with this. Like I said, gotta just like a lemon, just squeeze the rogue out of my soul when it comes to my competitiveness. I've got to do it. Play another live one here. And now you see Mike Man's comment about Spike and Fall It. I'll have to do that later. Note to self. Oh, okay, I see. We need to install a giant spike on the front of the SS metagame and then shove it right in the worm. Dun dun dun. It would have been neat to get some even negative feedback when we were doing that whole Pauper versus Worm thing. I mean, it's pretty tongue-in-cheek and silliness, but it would have been neat if they played it up and did stuff like that. Play right into it. I think that could have been a neat little PR move. Was it Arby's of all places, the sandwich place? They did this really cool ad where they took Breath of the Wild from Zelda and they made it with their wrappers and stuff, and I was like, man, that's just such good marketing, because you're talking to gamers who want to usually eat crap food, and you're kind of pulling off the cool vibe with them. So I was like, and to tell you the truth, I don't really even know what I'm going to play this weekend. I'm working on a little bit tweaked build of Stompy. I might play Boros, I might play Pestilence, it's just like, it'll probably all come down to just some late night epiphany of something. But my first 2 Pauper paper decks are arriving today. Nice, says Pauper. Picked up Zubera's and Azorius Turbo Fog. Good grief. Sounds like 2 decks I would not want to play out of sheer skill level. Have to be very into it and up on it. I think that's probably in my top 3 worst decks I can play is acid trip style stuff. Craziness. Hey, that's a good trivia question, Little Fight. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, I keep that waiting on the stream here. I'll go over the list here real quick one more time. We've got let's look at the optimal draws. You got a hand of Den, Thopter, Hawk, Falcon sort of stuff with access to Bone Splitter and such. We'll see. Come on now, let's get going. Yeah, hey, look at that. It worked for once. It didn't do that little bug screen. Got kind of a land heavy deck here, but we've got our artifact for the Sun Chaser. Of course, we don't want to trip it because of that, so we'll keep this. We'll kind of have to slow roll the Sun Chaser here. Maybe we're up against a mirror. Or Boros. Much more likely, right? Which I don't think we have that good of a matchup against. I'll bring this out. We'll have Metalcraft on turn 2. That's not bad. Hodds, good to see you. Thanks for chiming in. Out of sheer curiosity, what would goblins need to be a viable deck again? Not necessarily meaning a card, but maybe a deck overhaul. I was just thinking that. Just this morning, I was like, red deck wins, just no offense to the deck, it just doesn't get there. You'll have those blowout wins and stuff, and I know Weaver last night that was one of the decks he just thrashed me with. I was like, man, what's that list? Because that sure seems to run right, and it wasn't that different. It's just, sometimes any deck, I guess, can do that. They give that illusion of like, wow, look at this, and then, just look no further than Infect, right? Turn 2, I win, and then like 10 games of close losses. But, Goblins, that's a... Yeah, Pauper said, it's just tough out there. I think it's I like to run Goblin Caves in the sideboard for more of a defensive approach, but yeah, maybe I'll play that next week and just have some fun with it. Alrighty, let's see. We've got 1, 2. Well, shoot. 1, 2, 3. That won't be there. I'll play this regardless. Well, I could drop Artifact, drop Hawk. No, don't want to do that. I'll slow roll here. Yeah, we'll try to do our thing next turn. I'm sure I missed something there, but we'll see. You have the link cop. There are no excuses about... I'm talking about too many things here. I'm not quite sure what that's in reference to, but... Dun, 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 dun. All right. Here we go. Prism. Boy, that one. How many versions of Prism is there? I think there's 3. Definitely got you covered. Whatever deck you want to play. Interesting. Alright, I'll do this. Yeah, Peregrine Drake. Oh, just send any links to Shiraz. It's just to prevent any spamming and stuff like that. Just Shiraz or Little Fight. My left and right hand. Sometimes brain. Alright, so we'll do this. Let's drop this. We got 1, 2, so we can trip the whatchamacallit now. Let's roll here. I do this and then this. 1, 2. We'll still have 3 artifacts. We'll drop this. Bring back a plane. I don't think we played a land yet, did we? Or am I just being a jackass? Let's see. Yep, I'm being a jackass. Thought we were going to be able to just go all out there, but oh well. Not a bad turn. But, you know, hell of a lot slower than stomping and stuff like that. So that's kind of the issue. Interprismatic strands, right? According to my testing, says Hodds, Golgotha decks wreck goblins. Out of 30 games, I've won 5. That's probably a lot, too. I agree with you there. It's just going wide and fragile. Signal is a really good goblins player. He got me into it years back. Christmas Day, no less. Had a really fun outing with the matron build and a lot more. I think if you look that up, like Signal's Goblins deck from like 4 or 5 years ago, maybe somebody has a link on that. That might be a list to build off of, because that had a lot of built-in at the time Empty the Warrens answers, or sweepers and stuff like that, and maybe being able to build in more of a control-ish build like that. And it ran, I think, 18 basics, and oh no, it had that one land, the Spire comes in and play. Well, whatever, talking too much. Of course, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. But all right. So we got Skyfishers, we got Ornithopters. We're feeling it. See, again, yeah, Ornithopter sucks, but man, if it's an empty board, you've got Bone Splitter bait, you've got a blocker, you've got triggers. I really like it. When I'll admit, I put this in the deck and I'm like, just play it and see. And I genuinely like seeing it when it comes up. I really, really do. If not for anything, plays like this. Free lunch. Then it makes the power level of some of these cards in certain scenarios of the game feel really strong. Yes, I want to do this good thing. I don't want to kill my stuff. Thank you. Topping out at 3. The Pult says Ornithopter and Blown Splitter. Yeah, if that Skyfisher wasn't there, I'd be all over that. So 3 kills it. And so does this. Trying to do the Skyfisher math here. Not very hard to do. Requires 1 hand, less than 5 digits. Goblin list. Ooh, look at that. Whose list is that? Shiraz? Was that Signals from his article, or? Interesting choice. I think I would have probably grabbed the other one, but all right. A little insight into the hand. Maybe he's doesn't have that good of a hand. Worried about the Bone Splitter one. I guess you gotta go with the most damage. Never mind. Yeah, never see him anymore. Another one. If you ever get a chance, Brian E, Doc Anime, Signal, all these people that Chris Weaver just came back to the game. Thank goodness. A lot of it's neat to see people come back to the format, and they don't know what they're missing. I keep messaging probably like once a week. I'll go through my list of old buddies and be like, "Hey man, we miss you. Come on back. You have no idea what you're missing. This is the best format it's ever been." Most of them exited back when Empty the Warrens was around. Oh god, yeah, Temporal Fissure. Ugh. Yeah, well, Little Fight should say mine looks a lot like his, because mine was all based on Signals at the time. I remember having some epic. He watched. I played one of my replays for him. I screwed up so bad. I had the win, and I had Mog Raiders out, and I defensively just like killed a bunch of stuff. And if I would have just stopped and looked at the board, I would have had the win next game. And yeah, that was embarrassing. All right. All right. Let's go like this. I will equip this. We have 1, 2, 3. Well, I've already got 3, so I can trip the clue now. Don't have to worry about it too much. Ah, boy. I want another bone splitter. Let's grab one with the clue. Get a clue here, man. Oh, nice. Little fight. Board game night. That sounds cool. Tell me more. Tell us more. What's on the agenda? One of my favorites is 2-player Blockus. I love that game. We'll happily get rid of that Skyfisher because now we might be able to trade with some stuff here. Games. Our house is a very popular destination for kids when the electricity goes out because we just have so many. All right, so we don't have even a target for this, but we can at least put it on his own bird and prevent flyers next turn. And I'm going to make our Thopter valid this turn. Go like this. Hey, 2/2 flying for 0 mana. Not bad. Little asterisk, I know. Got to put a bone splitter on it, but Hero Quest. I'll get 20 to 30 engineers together. This is a little fight in a clubhouse and play games. Whew. Sounds festive. Ugh. There's not many games I can think of that are funner multiplayer than one-on-one. That's just a personal thing. I'm a very one-on-one person. I remember when Little Fight showed me Magic. I think I talked about this briefly last week. I was so turned off by the game because it was like an 8-player game and there was all these tokens everywhere, and I'm like, what is this crap? I'm not going to learn all this. And then in the quiet recesses of his abode, he showed me the beauty that is 2-player Magic, and I was addicted ever since. Let's be honest. My hands down favorite is Resistance's Little Fight. I've never seen people sell each other out harder. Nice. I haven't even heard of Resistance before. I'll have to look into that. Dungeon Quest, old board game. Yes, I know that one. There was one from like the early 80s called, I think, Dark Tower, and it came with this just basalt monolith plastic junk that randomly, it was kind of like toggle or it had this, battery power, and it would randomly just send out hordes and stuff like that. And that one played pretty fun. That was a neat one. Oh yeah, this is not looking good. We have no humans, so I'm going to put this on his best dude and go from there. No blocking for you. He can just wipe out our team if he chooses to block here, but I'm a little worried about the rally combo there. So yes, Dark Tower. Of course, Mike Man knows that one. Between you and Shirazman, I think we are all triplets separated at birth. Shiraz especially, all the Pratchett and horror, and it seems like we're the same breed. All right. Well, I got him on his heels, but I don't have any ammo after this. I'm dead in the water. Maybe this will be our first all failure stream. We'll go 0-5. That'll knock the rogue out of me real quick. Maybe not. Maybe I will bring. Boy, that would take some balls, right? Play Arch Naomi in the house. Good to see you, girl. Have the balls to pay $25 and play Creatureless Infect in a big tournament. That would be funny as hell. Speaking of which, I finished just in the money. I had a really frustrating loss with a bug from Souls Attendant. So it kind of was a win-win because I broke even on paper and then I got a refund. So that worked out pretty good that way. I don't want to block these guys, and he's got the. We're dead here, guys. I'm scooping this one up, and the down one against Boros. Looks like Monarch control. Still don't know why people don't play both Monarch and the rally. Oh, and if you didn't know, last week the big huge Sunday event that's every Sunday, like eight rounds or something. The first round, I faced elves. The second round, I faced elves. The third round, elves again. It was like, I thought it was on camera and it was a joke or something. Blew my mind. All right. Now we're going to bring in our missionaries. Missionaries in. I'm gonna keep my bonds of faith. No, I don't know. I'll lose 2 scourges and bring in 2 missionaries. Other than that, I think I'm just gonna keep it. I don't really want to slow myself down with strands. What do you guys think? Elves is a good deck, says Odds. Yes. Open to everyone. Yep, Paulie. Everyone with $25. Yeah, it's a pretty steep entry fee. It's neat though. It kind of weeds out clowns like me that would show up with this junk if it was less money. But like I said, what do you guys think of the sideboard? You think Prismatic Strands is good in this matchup? Let me know. I'll put it in. Oh, Paul Dyson, you got to check that out. Yeah, Sundays. I think it's 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. All day. It's the Church of Pauper. Other people are in church. We're worshiping the Church of Marasa. I usually play elves when I get salty and when my goblin deck fails. Yeah, it sounds a lot like me, Hods. Yeah, maybe I'll have to tinker with goblins this afternoon and crash and burn a few times with it. I helped several people convert their paper legacy deck to Pauper. Guess what they're playing? Elves, yes. Yeah, oh yeah, it's every Sunday, Little Fight. What do you guys think? Prismatic in or out? No go? End of the semester, lost track of what's important. Magic, says Valdes. Yes. All right. I think we're just going to keep this in as is. Our Scourge isn't going to do much of anything, though. They have so many flyers. I'm going to lose the Scourge. I'll put in 2 strands, maybe. Yeah. Echo Chamber, thank you. All right. Boink. I'll go like this. Huzzah! Hey, what's up, Pauper? Don't know what is. That's right. Well, all the formats got a nice one, but it was pretty. We had some pretty neat bragging rights, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe one of them didn't fire. They had a really low count. And then Pauper was like, represent. There was almost 100 people. I think it was 96 or something like that. So pretty awesome. So cool to have it back. I was very thrilled. Oh, what an ugly hand. This is the deck at its worst. Look at this. Got a bunch of slow draw plays. I'm thinking of shipping this, guys. This is just so... We got to come out fast. I'm going to throw this back. Ew. Good grief. All right, we'll keep. Come on, give me a land. Put it on the bottom. I'm in that losing mindset today. Just get it out of my system. Second only to Modern, which had 110. Oh, thank you for that, Guru. That's right. Arch Naomi. It's got lands and spells? Here we go. So who's all playing this Sunday? I'm going to see any of you there? Hopefully we don't clash, but if we do, good luck to you, but a little bit more to me. I'll be honest. That's kind of what I was at. Oh, God. Don't we love to draw this right now? Love, love, love it. Until he kills it. But even here, you can get a 2-for-1 here. You could argue that. I think that's going to happen. A little blast of the Thopter, and then we kill the Hawk. Yep. Never mind what I said. Dead meat. Hawk comes down, can't do nothing, and I sacrifice it. Ugh, what a terrible turn. Yes, yes. Yeah, it was pretty cool to jump over between rounds, and shout out to the Pult. He streamed the whole thing, and go there and lick your wounds like I did between rounds and share tech and then jump back off. I think we hosted you the whole time. Gosh, I apologize, guys. This is not feeling very good right now. Hopefully next game or two we'll have like those blitz turns and you can actually see this thing do something. But well, the very first game it did, and then we ran into Cower and Fear, so that was nasty. Let me write that down. This was Demir, Boros. Sure. You think? Hit 2 situational. I'll block and kill your good flyer because I've got many. Sure, this will die. One more artifact, please. If he doesn't have removal, that's going to be a pretty big Sun Chaser. Yeah, I really thought elves would show up, but God, not in those numbers. Because I was like, well, people are going to... It's no secret. Stompy was everywhere. You want to bring something that has teeth against it. One of the best things to bring is elves, so... But boy, I didn't expect to see it in those numbers. That was craziness. All right, let's try this again. That's why I was happy to trade with the... Sure, we could have maybe... We probably wouldn't have been able to attack you. He probably would have zapped that pre-combat for the War Falcon trigger, so I'm glad we traded. We'd be at like 16, 14 life right now, so... Pauperganda, I had a question about your gauntlets. Why are you playing Relic of Progenitus? Isn't it counterproductive since you have all those flashback spells? Well, you can hold down control and respond to it. Like you can float, retrace, and stuff like that. But it's mostly the clock ratio against control decks and things like that. It's just the best spell out there for graveyards. I like the Fairy Macabre for the sneakiness of it, but 99% of the time relics are going to be your better call, and they have that neat grindy if you're trying to wear people's clock down, which is very valid with that deck in some matchups. Nothing does it better than relic, just every turn. And so sometimes you gotta go a little on the evil side as far as stuff that isn't as synergistic as possible to just kind of squash problems in deck building, I find anyway. But this is just a despondent outing. Wish I could bring up the artwork for despondency, just superimpose my face on it, like what is that? Target creature gets -2, -0 or something. It's like, oh god, this is starting to be the new kick in the crotch card. This is why I was talking with Alex Ullman earlier about this. We were both in agreement about this maybe being like a 3 of or a 2 of. I think that I'm guilty of maybe the new card smell, and the one I played last week where I had 4 of them, and it's like that's too many. You want this board state where you've exhausted stuff and you got burn ready or you got defense ready. So I'm going to start favoring lists that have 2 or 3, which might make room for the new rally. I'm not sure. What are you guys' thoughts on that? Trying ideas as a little fight. Rosamund. Oh, Goblin Sharpshooter. Oh god, what happened? Like, can we draw a worse card than that, right? Of course, it does activate Metalcraft. I put a tiny little metallic sheen at the bottom of the screen for Pauperganda to kind of instate the Metalcraft vibe. I don't know if anybody caught that, but for those of you artistically eyed, something to look at other than this brutal beating we're taking. I've been told once or twice, says Mike Man, that Pauper's a brewer's paradise. I would agree. It hasn't. I think to its detriment, Lithofight might say. He's always trying to show me new games, and I'm like, I'm a loyal dude. I got one wife and I got one game. I love them to death. All right, we got humans. We're gonna kill some stuff. We're gonna gee. Here we are. Don't get me started. I have a weird feeling I'm going to play goblins and it's going to do well against a lot of stuff, but it's a house. Ullman's present. I can't remember the argument he gave about why that went away, but it was a solid one. Feel free to chime in if anybody knows that link or whatever. It was a while back, but it kind of dealt with the whole like where'd goblins go issue. Amish Paradise. Is that Weird Al Yankovic or something? Beetleback Chief. Yeah, baby. Yeah, nothing wrong with a 3-for-1. Speaking of like a 4-for-1. Whoa, one of the best cards ever. Oh man, this dude, we're technically hellbent. He's got all this air power. We're about to ship this. We're gonna go down 0-2. This is good. This is Cabal therapy, right? For somebody like me that plays way too much rogue and is always tempted to play stuff that I shouldn't. especially when my money's where my mouth is. And we're going to scoop here, guys. Good news is, got a new thing to show you guys. Just a little interstitial, intermission, whatever you want to call it. Enter something. Let's hope I start winning. But anyway, I'm going to fold up here. We're going to come back to live game right after this. Going to use the restroom. We'll encourage you to get up, shake your legs around, do some stuff. And I'll be back in just a few.
I'm talking, of course, about prejudice against astronauts. Please, laugh. It helps the healing. Now, as we all know, NASA has been sending...
Good Lord intended for man to walk on the moon, then we had been born with cement feet.
I agree. My community does not need astronauts defying gravity in front of my children.
That's right. Driving their moon buggies through our neighborhoods all time of night, playing that theme to 2001 really loud on their Cosmo blasters.
Folks,
Astronauts.
This is a perfect example of what's going on. There is a serious cultural clash in this country. So in the spirit of opening those lines of communication, I'd like to introduce you all right now to a real astronaut, Lieutenant Mike Birchwood. Mike, come on up, Mike. You mind coming up here, give me a hand.
Watch out! He'll try to stick an American flag in you.
That's not all he'll stick in you.
Look, just because I've spent some time outside the Earth's gravitational pull doesn't mean that I'm different than you.
They can't eat normal food and they're addicted to Tang.
That's not true. I drink Tang because I like the taste.
You like the taste of recycled urine.
That's completely insane.
Astronauts eat breakfast upside down.
I have only eaten breakfast upside down 2 or 3 times since I got back from my last mission.
You folks better watch out. They're covered in astro germs. Just last year, an astronaut moved to my neighborhood. Simultaneously, all the leaves started dying and falling off our oak trees.
Was that month October?
September, October.
Yeah, it's called fall. It happens every year. Now sit down. Mike Birchwood is a man, just like you and I. A man who'd probably like nothing more than to settle down, meet a nice woman, raise a family. But the problem is, most women are afraid to touch me.
That's right, ladies. He'd make you infertile on account his sperms from another time continuum.
I will not fornicate with you. With your juicy astronaut lips and your firm astronaut buttocks.
I think there are several issues going on here. I would gladly trade all of my walks on the moon for the simple caress of a woman.
I will not touch your bottom. Stop begging me.
Who's begging you?
We don't need no moon cheese baby.
What the hell is a moon cheese baby? He's talking about how the moon is supposedly made of cheese. Regardless, how would you end up with a baby made out of it?
You tell us.
We've harvested the hottest spices in all the Dorman area. We've delved deep into the forgotten caves of Keltor to bring you the hottest sauce of any plane. Introducing Flame Tongue Hot Sauce. Our thermal alchemists have flame slashed and fire blasted only the most Syrian ingredient to bring a flame to your tongue that causes serious damage. Get tongued. Get Flame Tongue Hot Sauce. Deal 4 damage to any meal.
Available at all fine Sinclair superstores.
You got it all planned out. Tonight is gonna be perfect. Until she gets a whiff of your bad breath. Yuck! Now, fix bad breath fast with Galvanic Blast. Our breath mints use only the rarest scent crystals, unearthed from certified Mirrodin mines. Don't trust those other mints, they'll leave you hydro-blasted. For flavor that will last, choose Galvanic Blast. Dealing damage to bad breath longer than any mint legal on the Tin Street market. For long-lasting flavor that is unsurpassed, choose Galvanic Blast Breath Mints. Feel the blast!
Available at Moros's Market. And we're back. Here we are. Have a great game, son. Of course. And just leaving. All right. Here we are. Yeah, if you're not a fan, you should be now of the Upright Citizens Brigade. That's some of their comedy. I just love that old show on Comedy Central, but yeah, Moon Cheese Babies. Love it. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Gotta keep it fresh, right? All right. Oh, we'll try for our epic first turn play here. You just missed one. We had a no-lander that I threw back. That's all you guys missed. So, oh, here comes the bane of the format. That's the wrong word. Just the most expected deck. Augers down. Well, maybe it might be better play here to just play out our quicksand. Go roll here. play this. And we don't lose any tempo this way. We'll return our pedal, play our pedal. Shall we drop the Vault Scourge? I think I'd rather wait for it to activate Sun Chaser here. It's one of those rare turns there. We're going to have to chill on that idea. Look at the pretty, pretty lands. Oh, Shiraz, yeah, you bet. Upright Citizens Brigade, they've got so good. So many good things. I'll have quite a few more. Whenever I think of a clip, I mean, that was quite a stretch. I was like, Astronauts, but I think, was it the Polt? Somebody was, I was like, I need something that has to do with space that's a magic card, and that was what the consensus was. Otherworldly Journey. It's like, all right. But so you see here, I mean, we've got Ninja Insurance in this, and the backside of a Skyfisher. We've got Delver Insurance. So they have a very heavy burn draw, then things can get a little hairy. But other than that, not too bad. Let's see. I really want to drop Hawk, return the pedal, play Sun Chaser. You know, I think we ought to do that. Let's play this. Now, I see, normally Lotus Pedal's kind of one-trick pony and dead. And yes, last game we drew it in a terrible time, and it felt like my favorite phrase, the kick in the crotch. But for right now, it's feeling good. I mean, we're getting a lot of value out of it, as opposed to what it's supposed to do. This way we can turn on our Sun Chaser, and it doesn't seem like much of a threat next turn. And we still have insurance against the Delver. I'm just saying, Deluxe and I were there for the Ice Age, and it was a dog. Huh? What are we talking about? Oh, white borders. Yeah, God, I remember the probability of getting the cards you wanted back then when Ice Age was out. That just seemed... Ice Age felt like its name. It was like the set that just wouldn't go away. It was like, come on, when's a new set coming? Just felt like 20 years before it came out. But typical of a lot of my Rogue Brews, I aim at the top deck, and it does pretty good against them, usually. Let's see, I think if he had Burn, he would have played it there. But again, you know, if a Ninja's out, we got it covered. Delver comes out, we can kill it with just about everything in our deck. Once Bone Splitter shows up, we can kill it with everything in our deck. More tricks to the party. And I'm going to use my life on this just because we'll have 4 now, and I want to make sure that he can't really kind of trick us out by killing a Thopter later on and turning off our Sun Chaser. So we'll go for that. Boink. So yeah, we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 in the air. Slap. Take that. We can block fairies all day long. Worst case scenario with the Thopters. So yeah, you said it, the Polt. Yeah, Shiraz, I'm not surprised you like it, being my mental twin and all. It's right up there with Pratchett. There's some... my best praise I can give content is that I wish I had amnesia so that I could experience it again. I felt that way with Dexter's first like 2 or 3 seasons on Showtime. I feel that way with a lot of Pratchett books. There's just the cartoon Avatar The Last Airbender was that way with me. So many good gems like that where you just wish you could just reach in your brain, pull it out, and start all over again. So I'm excited for you because there's a lot of good stuff there. So we got pretty good game against this. Bring out Bonds of Faith. Probably bring in all of our Holy Lights, which there is only 2. Maybe 1 strands. Again, this is where we really want them to bring in electricaries and stuff. And I'm going to keep the strands out. And we'll play... I'll grab it for the life gain. Might be relevant. We could block ninjas with it all day long. And we like this. Here we go. Still never finished Dexter, says the Polt. What? Got 2 more seasons to go. Yeah, it definitely dies off, but it should have pulled a... Who did that best? What, like Seinfeld, where you go out while it's hot? Of course, that last episode wasn't, but... Well, if we count this as draw, we have a 4-land hand. We do have a nice... I'll keep this. really watch. We're going to get flooded, but hopefully we don't, but we'll see. Because we've got Quicksand, early ninjas. We can block their entire deck other than a Delver pretty all day long with this. I'm not feeling too bad. All right. So we'll play this. We'll play this. Normally this is like a blah tempo play, but because of this, of course, we saw when this goes wrong, right? Now we have at least another target in this hand, but we'll play it. We'll play it. Whoever heard of White Storm? We might be able to pull this off. We got 1, 2. One more artifact would be so nice. Turn on our Sun Chaser and be good to go. Isn't that funny? We're probably going to end up beating the best deck in the format and losing everything else, but typical of my builds. Well, I don't think we're getting Metalcraft anytime soon. That's another neat little misdirect. Not that it's a bad play, but I think if you saw the list, you'd probably be like, we don't really need Shamans, but it might be relevant here. Got blockers all day long. Go like this. I'm going to draw a card. I know I should wait till their turn, but I am all about efficiency. Clicking as little as I can. You consider Darksteel Citadel? Yeah, I did. Just often enough, Quicksand with that Cat Knight sits there and stares at me like having fun, and I'm like, ugh. So I don't really want to invite that again. I mean, make no mistake, this is tier 2 at best, but like most decks, you can have those draws where it's just like, holy crap, this thing's screaming out of the gates. Ooh, so we don't even have bait for the Falcon, but if we play it, I want to get my 1-drops out of the way because he doesn't have fairy mana up yet. And next turn we'll drop the Sun Chaser, even though it's a wimpy 1/1, it'll still turn on, and then we've got our Bone Splitter to start lopping up either his turn with the Mana Monkey, or turning on our Ornithopters into real heavy hitters. We take a Bolt, but again, we can block everything on the board. You got to be real careful here, though, if he does attack with both, which I would do if I was him, because it just screams that you have Electricity, and I won't block that. 1 maybe, not 2, because then I just wipe our board, obviously. Yeah, that'd be funny. Maybe have some Thopter combo with Astral Steel. That'd be interesting. Sounds right up my alley. Ba-ba-boom. Any basketball fans out there? My boy's going to be in Vegas for a big tournament all weekend, but I know the finals, boy, that's epic. It was brought to my attention, it was way before my time, but that whole Celtics-Lakers in the old days, it was like they never had like back-to-back, and this is like 3 years in a row of Cavaliers versus Warriors, so I think it'll be kind of a little golden age, sort of in 10, 20 years, people look back and be like, oh, remember that? That was hardcore. So we're feeling all right. We got some goods here. Now this is when my Electricity comment's going to come back and bite me in the butt, because 1 will wipe this out and kind of wipe the board here. Might not look it, but if he Electricities, he gets dink, 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 3 things, even though it's a 3/3, because this will have 1 damage on the stack and be dead meat. So let's hope that isn't the case. Maybe it isn't resilient to Electricity. I used to watch basketball a little bit. It's fun sometimes. Yeah, their seasons are just too long, and it is a little ridiculous this year. It's like the last 2 or 3 years, it's like we know who's going to be in the damn finals. Can everybody just, give their money to charity or something, and let's just see the finals like maybe 3 times during the year. Oh boy. All right. We really eat it there. That was a neat little domino effect. It's like, seems like we got it. Electricity doesn't. Oh, oops. Wipe out. But the fun just keeps coming. And again, they sneak in with a ninja. It dies to Quicksand. There, finally, Shiraz, we're different about something. I've barely ever played basketball. I'm atrocious. I just play horse, and I don't know where my oldest gets it from, but he's, of course, a fatherhood ego talking there, but he's a phenom. I mean, he's ball handling skills like crazy. Basketball IQ, I'm told, is way high. It's got to be for his size. Now, this is a card we don't want to see, because normally Stormbound, I just run through the ground at it, and it's a party all day long, but almost our entire deck is flying here, so ooh, glad to see this. Can you play Raise the Alarm for one less? What are we talking about? In this one? Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. I'll wait to pop the token. Darn Cat Knight's gonna. Pretty sure we'll win game 3 if we do lose this one. So hopefully we'll get one win out of this. Eaton removal. If he activates Shaman, we'll trip the clue. I just want to be prepared for a ninja because I'm at this stage pretty sure he's got it. Oh, you find that, Hods? I'll have to make a note of that. Put a little soldiers greater than artifacts. That's why that Therbin Inspector is such a find. Does both for the deck, so I'm liking that. Wait for the lack of ninja activation here, hopefully. Come on, ninja. Come out and play. Alright. But again, I mean, like the Shaman, it hurt us earlier. That was really that electricity domino. If we had one more artifact, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. Thought of the Chiskora spells, you know, the power, toughness, instant flash spells. They're pretty cool. Again, you know, it's like, you know, what do you lose? That sort of thing. Nice card to be holding here. We got our insurance policy here. Ooh, boy, we're drawing pretty blah here, guys. Yeah, hopefully we can do some nice trick with Holy Light. A lot of people don't, and this is the kind of art, I'm not really a fan of it, but I love how nostalgic this is for the early days of Magic. That's just screams old Magic card. Every once in a while I'll play this and people are like, I didn't even know that was a Pauper card. They're like, what? Or they forget all about it. Holy Light tends to just hide in the shadows, quite literally. So anybody other than the Polt streaming this weekend? Again, let me know. Private message. Let Shiraz, let Little Fight. Somebody will get hold of something. The best way to do it is just send a damn email to pauperganda@gmail.com and let us know what's going on. And we'd be more than happy to share the love. Because this game will be around long after we're dead and gone, hopefully. That could be something if you both want Raise the Alarm and it's not enough, says Hans. Yeah, yep. All right. Come on, one drop. I want to do some fairy thumping. Let's see if he's eager to counter this with a sprite. Of course, at this stage, half his deck's almost in his hand. He's probably got the goods. Has he got another fairy? That would suck. Just counter it again. Yep. All right. Well, this ain't looking so good, but, you know, I got plenty of defense. Except for that darn Stormbound Geist. Yeah, the Polt set, you said it all there. I used to get so just like, remember when the old sets come out, and I think store owners just hated that because you get, you know, in the middle of a trade and somebody's trying to, you know, pull a fast one on you, and unless you had the Duelist or some old magazine out right then and there. I mean, it was before the internet. You just had to know your stuff. That was back when, you know, you really needed to hire somebody that really knew their stuff in your store. You could get took pretty fast. I would much rather the Miscreant go back into his hand. Well, no, that draws a card too, doesn't it? Well, better than a counter. Yeah, it's a non-creature there, Little Fight, for the monkey. But yeah, that would be crazy powerful if that just said all artifacts. I've run into that a few times. Yeah, I'm gonna scoop this one up. I should have triggered the quicksand there. I'm talking too much, but I don't think it's really gonna matter much. Right when the ninja's on the stack. And what's really cool sometimes, I was playing against Kung Fu Trees the other day, and quicksand is ninja, and he plays another ninja in response. If you time it right, you can do some cool stuff like that. And let's see if he's got a counter. I think we're gonna fold it up here if this eats a counter. Nope. All right. Well, shoot. Well, we'll play it out. I actually think the old rarity system was better, says Hodds. Not the same hype regarding cards based on rarities like today's mythics, and the price on some of those were just crazy. Yeah, there was kind of a neat little like secret cabal feel to that world back then of like, you just had to know. But I was telling my sons that was the old days of like when Nintendo, talk about dating myself, came out in the mid 80s. And like Legend of Zelda, the very first one, the Zelda game, was like my friend and I were the only one in town that had one for like first 1 or 2 months of summer. And so by the time school started, it was like, be like, hey, you want to know where the blankety blank is? And it was before the internet. You had to know somebody that did it. And so I burned every damn tree in that whole game at one point or another, some multiple times. All right, block. See, worst case scenario with these guys. Boink. I'll just do this. They don't turn into ninjas. Of course, he's probably sitting on electricity. Nope. Call the bluff. All right. Well, we're probably going to walk right into some hate here. Wish I could bounce that inspector right about now. That would be nice. No, so he doesn't have a fairy. I know we're losing this one. I just been quitting quite a bit today. Heart's not in it, I tell you. Happy to be here with you guys, but when you start off 0-2, it's like, just get this over with. I'm sure you all been there. All right. F6 myself. And the burning tree with the blue candle because you forget where the red candle was sucks. What are you talking about, Mike Man? I'm sure it makes sense if I could focus, but come on, baby. What you got? Oh boy, I'm just gonna end up dying a lightning bolt probably. Oh yeah, God, what am I? I'm done. Sorry, I put Zelda off the shelf and was back on Magic, and then I read that and I'm like, huh? Yeah, that was right. The blue candle was like once a screen and the red one or vice versa. I think I spent all my bombs in that game on every rock face and wall, and that was cool. I love the lessons that the original Zelda taught too. There was that one room you'd walk into and the merchant's standing there and he's like, pay me and I'll talk. And you're like, all right. So you give him one of 3 options and he's like, that's not enough to talk. I just love that. I want to be a proprietor of some store just to do that to somebody. That'd be so funny. Or the other one, you open it up, it's like, pay me for the door repair, or just that stuff. Great writing. Yeah, look at that horrible synergy here. Worst card we could have drawn, right? Bring it up. I'm just gonna concede here. This is just like, we're 1-1 against the king deck. I haven't seen that land very much. Is that from the treasure chest, that Evolving Wilds? I can't. Oh no, that's from Amonkhet. That's right. All right. Game 3. I like what we're doing here. Yeah, I'm liking it. Hopefully we don't have a electricity friendly draw here. That was kind of a rarity if you do the math with regards to the cards we've got, but whatever. Mike Man says, yep, kids these days don't know the joys of taking notes during their video games. Oh yeah, Bard's Tale, Commodore 64. Yeah, I remember that with like Pitfall, and I'll go back even further. My favorite game system for pure nostalgia's sake was Aquarius. It was one of the worst systems ever made, but it had, speaking of Dungeons and Dragons, Aquarius, if you go to YouTube and check this out, it's pretty cool. They have it was Dungeons and Dragons on the Aquarius, and what it lacked in looks, because it looked terrible, it made up for in just sheer scope and levels, and it was so hard. My friend, we had that square graph paper out, and we were marking like what way to the Dragon Lord or King or whatever, and it was neat. They had an inventory. I mean, it was so ahead of its time. We will keep this, I believe. Kind of a slower draw. I'm going to keep this and start with the step. Should I? I'd rather have a solid play, turn 2 play. And graph paper was my sidekick. Archname says, I remember having a bunch of cheat sheets for playing the item minigame in Super Mario Brothers. Yeah, that was just neat. I always remember, like, you'd hear rumors in junior high, or just like, oh, so-and-so says that, a certain gravestone has the sword and you can get it earlier. It's like, what? You have to give them your sandwich for that lunch. And then you were in. You knew the secret. You were part of the club. Yeah, there was a certain nostalgia to that. I did like that. And that's a pretty cool little shout out to the destroyers of Easter Island. I don't know if everybody knows the history of that, but that culture just completely eradicated themselves by just pretty much nuking the resources of their island until it was just feast, famine, and there was cannibalism and murder and all kinds of good stuff. All right. What's the play? Sky Hunter the play. Sky Fisher. We'll go Sky Hunter. Hood. Play even with Delver here. Flame Horn up. Mike Man says, anyone ever call Nintendo hotline? No. I remember my friend had the choice. Remember when Nintendo came out, you could get, like, I think it was, you could get another game, or you could get that silly ass robot that all it did was like hold this little spinning gyro, and that's all it did. And he got that, and I was like, God, it's like, what are you thinking? A horrible choice. Okay, so we like this play. Bring this up, drop out our little falcon, and go for the gates. What does that even mean? Go for the gates. I'm just using mouth words at this point. All right, here we are. Nerd, says Littlefight. Yes. Funny back in our day what a negative thing that was, and everybody wanted to avoid it. Now nerds rule the world, and there's the Nerdist podcast, and everything's cool, and smarter the better. I love it. I should have grown up in this age. I remember that scene in The Wizard feeling savage. Or Fred Savage called up the hotline. Good times, says Mike Man. Yeah, or I love that beginning of The Princess Bride too, where he's playing he's playing that original baseball, that really god-awful baseball game from back then. That was cool. Alrighty, let's see. I'm going to drop another drawback Skyfisher with its drawback that lets us cheat lands into play. And we've got 2. I kind of want to instigate trades here. Maybe wait till next turn so we can get that little alpha strike going. You know what? The Bone Splitter is a hell of a lot more important than the Inspector, so I'm going to drop the Bone Splitter now. And we'll swing with the Skyfish. Yeah, the Bolt, you said it. There's not many movies that hold up that well. I know what was the movie we were watching the other day? We gathered the kids around. We're like, we're going to have family movie night, and check this out. And it was, I think it was it Ghostbusters? Or it was just one that I remember just being so much better than it was. And it was like, it just showed its age so bad. But yeah, the Princess Bride, the Goonies, they're classics for a reason. Those things really hold up. I am not left-handed, yes. Blazing Saddles. I've never seen that, actually. I've seen a lot of clips from it, but I've never seen that. All right. We've got the goods there. Boy, it'd be nice to draw a land here, wouldn't it? Well, let's go like this. If you're going to double block, I'm going to double kill. Or at least a 1-for-1. It's feeling a lot more even than it should because of Stormbound Geist. This is usually a matchup I'm happy to have. So you got Electrickery here. In that case, let's see if we can buy some time with this. If he counters it, that's fine. We got blockers all day long. Candygram. Yeah, we're happy to trade here. 3 for 4. We've got Bone Splitter math coming up. That 2. Whoop. 2 for 1's us with that. Kind of a 2.5 for 1 with the upgrade to the Stormbound Geist, but yeah, I should have kept in my, looking back now, I don't know, did we, I think I took out my my aura that acts as kind of a journey to nowhere. That would be really good against this. The only thing keeping him in the game here. Bum, bum, bum. Gush in the house. 7 cards to R3. Come on, plane. Oh boy, God, we want to draw a plane right now. Woohoo! Finally. Make sure you don't nick your own Scourge there. Zap! I'll take you 2 for 1 and make it 4 for 1. Pop, pop. Oh, hey, see, we were giving you some mad props earlier about the beating I took at your hands last night. That was pretty fun. And as you predicted, we're crashing and burning pretty hard, but in my defense, I warned everybody before I started, I have to get Rogue out of my system so that I play something good on Sunday. Ah. Here we are, here we are. Come on now. The boat. I was just talking about Pawner the other day. That artwork, I'm such a dumbass. I've never seen that face behind there before. I think it was you, Little Fight, a couple weeks, maybe even months back. I had that revelation with you. I'm like, what? I was like, I seem like, it feels like I'm blind now. I'm like, duh, it's right there. But I didn't see it for a long time, too. All right, suckers, what do we got here? I'm going to get you some. Huh. Let's do this. And let's do this. Get this out of the woods here. Attack! Or not. I like playing Wizard better. Huh. No, see, I might have played Goblins on Sunday if I didn't play this today, because, like I said, it gets worse every year. It's, every year I want to play Rogue more and more. It's like the second I get I win anything, I always use my winnings on Rogue, and I think it's kind of a salvation move for me too, because it's like not in the religious sense, but just I think that's why I like the game so much, because there's always something new. There's always something. I look back and when I used to be known for stomping, and I played that for like 4 or 5 months straight, and it's like, how did I do that back then? But who knows? Maybe I'll try that again someday. So, do we obviously bait the removal with the Vault Scourge there? It's kind of obvious that this isn't going to live through this, but we'll see. Hey, it got equipped. What do you know? So now we're playing a little bit more even. Nope, it's dead. Scred dead. Dead to Scred. But I will be playing Goblins maybe later today or tonight. Give it a try. Maybe take some notes. Any theories out there, guys? We were talking earlier about where'd Goblins go. Definitely tier 1 category deck, but everybody favoring the package of obviously Stompy there. I think it comes down to, especially when I kind of evaluate it, red just doesn't have a fog, and it truly does come down to that a lot of times. Boy, we don't like this. He's gonna eat our clue. Chomp. Smarter monkey. More enlightened monkey. Wonder what the clue said. The poll. Are you talking Stompy or RDW on that comment there about Burning Tree? No life for us. I don't think I've ever played this guy. He's playing pretty strong. Like I said, this is... Come on now. This is usually quite a bit easier matchup. Let's see. He's going to run into this with those. This, that, and the other. I think we've got to... And we got to keep back the Sky Hunter, kill that Geist, because I'm pretty sure at this point, seeing double Scred and Electricity, we haven't seen any bolts yet in his yard over here. Watch, we're going to lose the one matchup we're supposed to win. And we're down on time too. I'm just a loser all around today, right? Get back. Go and get you some. Shaw says he plays NBC in the tourney practice room. Yeah, I was it's always something on those eight round outings. You're always gonna just, it's almost like that little hunch in your brain that's like, you know, I hope I don't, that's what you're gonna see. And I was kind of a big head scratching myself, because about the only deck that I wasn't strong against, in my opinion, with that Gond list that I run is this. You are Delver, and it's like top dog. And so afterwards I'm like, what was I thinking? But it was like I anticipated so much stomping, so much everything else, that it's like, you know what, I'll roll over to this and try to beat everything else. But as we saw, it didn't go that way. Broke even at 32 and got a refund because of a bug. But so it's kind of a win-win outing. I wish every loss could be like that, where you get double funds. What am I doing? Oh, okay. He killed our brains. I was like, I thought I equipped that. I thought I was going crazy. All right, so we'll block this and probably eat a lightning bolt and be down 0-3 and feel like big time losers. Shouldn't make that plural. You guys are just watching the massacre occur. But in my defense, just trying to keep it fresh. Zappo! At least I called it right. All right, guys, we'll be back right after this commercial.
What's the largest number you can think of?
100,000?
999,000.
A million. In actual fact, it's neither of these. The largest number is about 45 billion, although mathematicians suspect that there may be even larger numbers. With so many different numbers to deal with, it can get a bit confusing. Unless you use maths. Maths stands for Mathematical Antitelharsic Halfatum Septomen. Think of it as the language of numbers, with 1 equaling A, 2 equaling V, 3 equaling hello, and so on. We use maths at almost every point of the day, whether we're working out how to thread our shoelaces, calculating the optimal moment at which to embark upon a conversation, or, if you can fly, planning your trajectory for the journey to work. But some situations require a much thorough application of maths. Let's look at some examples. Have your pen and paper ready.
This weekend only, don't miss the 14th annual Pauper County Fair, featuring Mud Buttons' famous chili cook-off, avant-garde justices' free legal advice, Moments Peace meditation seminar, and much more. Then rock the night away with the hottest bands, including Ancient Grunge, Tamir Battle Ragers, The Shredding Winds, Martyrs of Ash, The Distant Melodies, Architects of Will, The Blasted Herbs, and many more. Arrive before noon and get a free Merit Lager at the Guild Gate. Tickets on sale now. Kobolds and kids under 10 are free. The 14th annual Pauper County Fair.
All proceeds to benefit the Spellstutter Speech Centers.
Honey, I just can't get this darn thing clean.
Well, have you tried Nevin Rule's Disc and Shine?
What's that?
Nevin Rule, Disc and Shine for that apocalyptic clean. Longer lasting shine. Baby forever.
Nevin Rules products available at all Singer Superstores. Product made Super Sin Evil. Nevin Rules products not responsible for actual apocalypse.
It were there that I lost me dear Silhana. She walked her last ledge, but folks, me loss is your gain. So it's in her memory Silhana's Window Walkers was created. The finest window scrubbing in all of Ravnica. Cleaning where only flyers dare to soar.
Be reminding them they won't be getting blocked by new high prices with us, John.
Don't be getting blocked by high prices. Silhana's Window Walkers.
Guild Pack member since 1906.
And we're back. And waiting. About a minute. Good to go. Got in one last hug before my oldest goes off for about 4-day tournament in Vegas. So that'll be fun for him. Competing with Dad on Sunday. In spirit. Game only. Blah, blah, blah. Quiet in the chat. You guys all there? Feed die? Send me something. Here we go. Try to... Maybe we can go winless for the first time ever, eh? I think we've gone 1-4 once or twice. Never complete losses. Maybe today will be the day. Somebody chime in. I'm getting a little concerned. Oh, there we go. Hey, there you are. Thank you, guys. All right. Ugh, look at this. Ugly, ugly, ugly. Terrible. Mulligan. I'll keep this. I'll throw this on the bottom. Oh, you streamed a 1-4. Yeah. It's always neat in retrospect. Like when I go 5-0 live, it's like, yeah, check that out. But it's like, yeah, it's nice when it works. But there's plenty of these outings. But to be fair, I qualified that probably we were aiming at 3-2, which we've already failed at. All right, here we are. Boink. Oh, 5. Yeah, let's do it. Maybe I should aim for that. That way, if we can't lose, right? Be the optimist. All right, we only got one play here. Bring out the inspector. Here we are. I tell you, I feel it working. I'm just getting beat down with lots. Like, God damn, I'm gonna play something really mean. I really like Pestilence too, but I just can't seem to, like, again, I'll go in the tournament practice room. It's like, God damn, this is what I'm going to take for sure. It feels unbeatable. And then I'll take it to a league and 3-2, almost every time 3-2. And it's like, I can't be doing that on Sunday. Well, I could do it once or twice, but then after that, it's going to start getting too expensive. Maybe it's time because of that lack of those huge tournaments. Maybe that's what made me play Stompy a lot or things like that, just that consistency. So maybe I'll be returning to that. But for the sake of Pauperganda and our community here and our stream of keeping things fresh, I'm going to always try to play something different. I'm never going to, hey, last week we played elves. Hey, we're playing elves today. Next week, guess what? Elves. Nah, not going to do that. Woohoo! Hey, it worked. Now hold on before I'll slow down a little bit here. Definitely want a Bonds of Faith the Atog. If you're new to this card, it's my neat little way of, we could put it on this if we had him on the ropes and we needed a kill card. It gives it plus 2/2 if it's a human. Otherwise, it's just a bad Journey to Nowhere. The reason I say bad, it's very similar, but cards like Apostle's Blessing can save creatures that are faithfully bonded. So I can see the meta slowly shift as the challenge results come in. Tog with the correct art. Yes. All right, so we'll play this. Kind of slow roll here. We'll drop this on the Atog. No attack for you, which means we can't attack for 3. It'll be a beating. They'll talk about it for ages. Here it comes. 3 attack hype. All right. Alrighty, come on now. It's like the Emperor said in Return of the Jedi, the hate is swelling. And it beat the rogue out of me. Every damage I take fortifies my resolve that much further for Sunday. At least that's the theory. We all know I'm full of crap. Bum, bum, bum. Oh no! Brother in arms. Yikes! Hey man, this is like a real deck. What's going on here? That's not fair. Didn't everybody get the memo? Oh boy. Yowza. 1, 2, 3. Well. Gosh, we're going to play Vault Scourges to block here? They are multiplying. Yeah, sure was. That says it all. With an image. Well, we got Inspectors to block. Our real out here is going to be our air party. And just a lot of creatures on the ground. He is Hellbent. So we don't have to worry about Fling or Galvanic Blast yet. Hopefully his breath is nice and minty. That'd be funny if somebody just new to the stream and like, what the hell does this guy mean by that? But if you know about Galvanic Blast breath mints, you're part of the club. Speaking of clubs. Alright, we're going to go for the air power. Eventually, next turn, we'll just use these as cannon fodder. Rather take 2 than 4 or 5. Get a little beef stick out here. And this is going to be some hard math to catch up to, but I'm going to try, damn it. Ah. Two, 4, 6, 8. Boy, we really gotta to block this stuff. Block, block. Take damage. Slowly lose. Yeehaw. What was that for? Oh, does he? Oh. Well, that was a weird move. Maybe he's a bit hydroblasted. Who knows? Okay. Blockers! It's hellbent again. God, we gotta go to 8 if we do that. Does that even make sense, though? If we go to 8, we're gonna get 2 life back. So we... Yeah, so we technically are at 8. Then he's gonna swing, swing, swing. Yeah, I gotta play to win. Doink. Hate doing this. This is when you do want that lotus petal to show up so you can pay for this damn stuff. Can't they make it unblockable? Yeah. Good point. Let's see, how much does that cost? 6. I don't think they can do that yet. Hey. So we just gotta assume that they're not gonna have direct damage draw with Galvanic Blast or anything or Fling. So we've got to block this with that, this with that, this with that, and we're gonna take 6. So we gotta keep another thing back. So we'll block boom, boom, boom. Right. Getting too much coffee now. 1, 2, 3 blocks, and I can live. Okay, so I'll keep this back and we'll attack for 5. Hope for the best. I don't think it's going to get us there. Come on. See the side. Oh, trade tail. See, I hate that play. If you're a pilot, if you're new to competitive Magic, hold that land. It really determines how things go down. Don't play it. If I draw land at this point, unless you're going up against chittering rats, keep it in your hand. Or don't. Please don't. If I'm your opponent, do that. Show me it all. Alright, well, we might as well try to make this at least eat an artifact, right? We'll block the big stuff, and we'll block the big stuff, and we'll probably die next turn. I know our Sun Chaser sure will, because I don't think we're going to... Yep, we'll be dead meat there. At least we made him eat an artifact. Well, we've got one more blocker. Ay. There's like, this is just hopeless. Let's see what we draw. Have fun dying, right? Come on now. Yeah, look at that. More bad cards. All right. Down against Affinity. Come on. 05. Maybe if I root for it, it'll happen. Unblockable Snakes. This is Pauper, yes. Best name out there, man. Your name says it all. Pauper. Love it. Missionary for sure. Of course, we really like Bonds of Faith in this matchup. And in, what am I saying we? Like anybody's going to play this, right, after this outing. But against UR Delver and stuff like that. Air power is where it's all at. We want early blockers. And Bone Splitter, I've said for years, on any 2-2, this is one of the most hated cards that Affinity has because you block and trade with all their big stuff for just your little dorks. So, all right. Lose one of these. Actually going to lose one of these. We're bringing in our... I'll lose 2 of these because we're bringing in our ground crew to try to mop up, gain some life, trade with their big guys. So that'll be kind of our target there. If we draw these, that's fine too, but I'm just feeling a little squeamish right now. Here we go. White is unfortunately the worst color in Pauper currently. Yeah, probably. Yeah, strands is the caveat there where you're just like, wait a minute. I resemble that remark. Boink. Always the best go-to option in a sideboard, though. Boy, they're not. That is like the king of hate. Makes sense too, because like the ultra-religious sects, and they're just stubborn, don't stand for anything. And come on, can't we at least get a good draw? If we're gonna lose every game, we should at least have good hands. Hey, maybe the two are correlated. No, I stand by this list. It's fun in the casual room. I probably shouldn't have taken it out today, as our record's proving, but it's serving many beasts, as we shall say. We will keep this top, and then please no more lands after that. That would be nice. All right, let's get in some damage while we can. At least we've got our anti what do you call it, Mer Enforcer tech with the Lone Missionary and stuff. But so I'm going to play tomorrow's thing as a 50-50 on whether I'll stream tomorrow night or not. Usually it's only once a week, but I'll let y'all know. Yeah, I'll get this out there. I respect the life. I'll probably try to bounce it next turn, just attack while I can, get some life while I can. Gotta respect Affinity's draw there with regards to its ability to just destroy your life total pretty fast, right up there, almost with Fiend Clops and whatever you want to call that deck. Fling's not messing around, is it? Alright. I will play this. I will attack. You guys think I should return the missionary? What's the vote? I want that life total nice and fat. What do you guys think? I think I'm going to return the missionary if I don't hear back from somebody in a few beats. The pull. Alright, that's all I needed. Get that life total nice and fat. Nothing wrong with that. Hopefully we draw our flying cat. Alright, I'll stop rhyming now. I mean it. There we go. So now this is the scenario I'm always talking about. I'm going to equip this. What scenario is that, Deluxikoff? You might ask. It's the scenario where a 2/2 kills a 4/4 because of Bone Splitter. Simple math, really, but a lot of people don't realize it's kind of the card they don't like to see. If you can get it in your brew, naturally, gain 4 life, kill something that does 4 damage, all of a sudden this kind of feels like it's got some teeth. I'll take your 4/4 and make a 4/1 that gains 4 life and you don't want to attack or trade with. Maths. Mathematical anti-teleharsic septonum. I think that's what it says. I should have that memorized. How many times have we've heard it. I was pretty blown away. I looked at one of my folders and there were so many gigs of Pauper content. I was like, damn, that's a lot of videos. I'm starting to be able to roll the stuff and not repeat things for about a month. It's getting nice. Give it another year or something. Maybe I'll have some marathon show where you just shows it all. See, this is what's neat. You attack in the air and you nibble at the ground. Or just attack right now. Be the aggressor. Talk about old music. One of my favorite albums, not bands, but one of my favorite albums from way back was, I think it was the band's called Faith No More. Man, they had some, that one album had some really epic tunes. Okay, so that's dead. Darn it. The old outro song. What you talking about? Shiraz? Not quite, that's not ringing a bell with me. Alright. go with this. $32 life. It wouldn't be a silly Deluxekoff creation if it wasn't for life gain, right? We all know I love my life. Boom. Let's trade, Forger. Hey, set that up there. Oh, and anybody out there about to get into streaming, I suggested it's neat to bring the community together, but I actually now will not recommend the snowball mics. I'll hold it up here because of this. The cable that comes out the back, the way it plays when you have to have it in front of you, you have to find something to levitate the wire to keep it above your keyboard, and it's a little kind of a bad design. Not a fan. Any day of the week, I'll trade that. Bone splitter, trading with fools. Cycle this. Come on, something. Oh, that'll be cool for that. So let's make the obvious target. All right, all right. Yeah, I think the last time I played Gone, we went 4-1 with it live. And I just had a 5-0, I don't know, a week or two ago with it. So that's a moody deck. I've got to be in the mood to play that. That's true for most things, though. Gonna nuke my life advantage there. All right. Boink. Turning off my bone splitter for show. Ooh. Have I played a land this turn? No. Good to know. All right. I'll play this. Oops. No, we won't. We just got breath minted. I wish that trigger was a little easier. I'll put this on this, at least exaggerate a block. Yeah, the quicksand here I will trigger just to cost some more ammo against the Tog. I raise a glass in Littlefight's name, says my friend. Nice. Yeah, I like that that emoliating Soul Eater. I'm always surprised that doesn't make more lists, or somebody hasn't cracked that. Just come up with some just screw it. Call the deck F6 it. Just win with one life. I think I coupled that with, if you can bring this up, Shiraz or Little Fight, Children of Corliss. It's always a fun combo. You go wipe your life total out, get down to like 2 or 3, and then you pitch the children and you gain it all back. Very neatly designed card. I like it a lot. There it is. That'll probably make some head scratches or light bulbs go off and waste your weekend along with me. I didn't waste it. We're having fun, right? Looking for answers. He probably doesn't have any galvanic blasts. Maybe he just drew one. Don't give me any ideas, Shiraz. Yeah, that's right, Little Fight. Well said, my friend. These are the weekends we work for. Remember when Magic came out and I was playing a lot, and my wife's very supportive. She's awesome, but she kind of had one of those comments early on, like, oh, this just virtual games, and I'm like, well, I'm not having virtual fun. It's really fun. Not how it works here. 2-4. You know what? Maybe I shouldn't even block that. No, I've made that mistake too many times in my day. I'm blocking it. What's that link to, Little Fight? Bum, 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 bum. Boy, this one's dragging. I thought this tournament would be a little bit faster. When this does win, it's usually pretty fast, but well, we've just been running into buzzsaws today. I don't know why he's waiting so long. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Even with Battle Rage. What's he got? What's going on here? 26 for a reason. We like that. Oh, here it comes. The double strike. Holy crap. Did I do all my math wrong or something? I think I did, didn't I? Look at this. 30 to the dome just to do it. Pow! And I thought of not blocking. Hold on. I can still quicksand, right? Boop, boop. Oh, no. It wouldn't let me. Oh, quicksand wouldn't have done it anyway. Wow. What a cool way to lose. Yeah. Yeah, quicksand still didn't get me out of the gates. All right, so drum roll. Will this be the first ever 0-5 outing of sheer horrible loss failure? Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. All right. I'm definitely out of rogue mode. That happened about a game and a half ago. This is just like icing on the cake, whatever else things you want to say. Yes. 0-5. Cross your eyes and it'll look a lot better. Again, mad props to some of these guys with like 10 plus trophies and things. That's crazy. Maybe I'll be back there someday with all these big tournaments coming up. Maybe it'll beat the rogue out of me and I'll start playing one thing and gearing up. Because you get a huge, I mean, I've always talked about what advantage rogue has, but that's if you play the same deck a lot. It gives you that kind of that worry, like walking on a iced over lake. You don't know where it's going to crack or you're going to fall through. So there's that advantage to playing rogue, but there's also the untold advantage that, you know, of just playing that one deck. You're that guy that plays that deck, like, well, Hermifax with Stompy now. Like, I used to be the Stompy guy, darn it. Maybe I'll have to go back to it. Who knows? Rogue beater, says Mike Man 1978. I know I've asked you this, Mike Man, but where does the 1978 come from? Is that year you're born, or? All right, hey, you're not going to stick around for the epic lossitude? Come on now. Thanks for dropping in and signing off there, M1GR3NA. I forget how I'd say that. Anyway, see you next time. Birth year, that's what I figured. And I think I've heard that before, but I'm getting old. Gotta go, says Pauper. I do too. I gotta go start winning. That's what I gotta go do. But thanks for dropping by, guys. I'll keep you posted on Facebook if I'm gonna stream tomorrow. I'm 50-50 on it. I'm love you all too. Good times. All right, here we go. Drum roll. That's what I gotta start adding. Some little sound effects, some little pop-ups, things like that. Can always make the stream better. I could use it. Maybe I ought to focus on playing better decks. Sometimes it's even funner to play. To watch the crash and burn matchups. So if you're new to streaming, this is the worst case scenario. You play live and you lose every single game. Look at that. If we add it up, we're like, all right, yuck. And the beatings continue. Look at this. If I'm anything, I'm probably the happiest loser, right? I mean, when somebody top decks against me, I see the beauty in it. I don't really go on tilt. I just like, man, that's epic. We're gonna mulligan. Yeah, this isn't bad. This is not a bad hand. We'll keep this. Hopefully we see a land. No. God, I love that new rule. Don't you guys all love that rule? I'm exhausted. It says Whoop. Where did you move to? What you talking about, little fight? All right. What you talking about, sucker? Lonely sandbar. I sense control with that first move. Alright. Boom. I have no problems with Metalcraft here. Well, maybe we will. Yes. White Storm. Unless we draw land, game's over. Yes, best rule ever. Yeah, I agree. Just so help the game. I know human nature, you don't like change and stuff like that. I'm that way too. I can still see myself arguing with the old layout, being like, oh, it's better than this. But it's like I've gotten so used to this now. I do kind of miss the sound effects of that last build, though, with you know, it's like, so here's a neat scenario. I mean, we don't want to return Ornithopter here. We want to return the den so that we can play a Falcon and eat some removal. So even though we're kind of screwed, it's a little bit of like a Skyfisher trick there. And I'm just lazy. That's why I'm attacking with Ornithopter. I'm sure in a few weeks somebody on YouTube will be like, you shouldn't have attacked at 23 minutes, 37 seconds of that play. That was a bad play. Yes, I agree. It was. Dun, dun, dun. Pop, 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 pop. Yeah, I've always laughed at that intermission video, the moon cheese baby and the astronauts. It's like such a ridiculous premise to be like racist against astronauts. It's like, is that probably not even the right term, just to be so hell-bent against them. And it's an ongoing theme in that show, Shirazman. If you start watching it, from season 1, they hate astronauts. They're always bagging on astronauts. So, wow. I mean, we've got to lose the Thopter here. That's kind of obvious. I don't know why I'm thinking this through, other than the Metalcraft question. I'm going to Bone Splitter here. I'll go from here, a little Fire Blast Love. Probably walk into an Evankar's Justice. Ornithopter beats are real. Yeah, I saw this soldier. I don't know. Could be. It's one of those things like one of us is going to be really wrong in about two turns. We'll see who has more prophetic wisdom, or in my case, pathetic. Especially today, right? But you can't laugh at yourself. What the hell you doing here, right? Best laugh. Anybody? I'd have to go, and I'm not this old, but I have seen reruns of it. Roscoe P. Coltrane from the Dukes of Hazzard. Every time I hear that guy's giggle, it brightens my day, man. It's like an aura by itself. I think he passed about 2 or 3 years back. Something West. I forget his real name, but I just love. I call it Gyuks. It's kind of like the Three Stooges. Like, gyuk, gyuk, gyuk. I just love that. And it was funny because my grandpa had that same kind of giggle too. It was just very cool. Scarf down some Motani spaghetti. Ooh, I don't think there's such a thing as a carb recharge. You eat carbs, you fall asleep. Yeah, I was watching Mythbuster reruns the other day. My youngest really likes that show, and I'm glad he does. But it's very, very. They did the Thanksgiving turkey myth where it was like, does it make you tired? And they busted that wide open. It's pretty much just the amount of food you're eating is what makes you that tired. So, alrighty. I'm going to play the War Falcon and then equip the Splitter, attack, and then next turn this will be active. That's why I'm doing that line, and hopefully we've got something good. Not if you top it off with some Flame Tongue hot sauce, says Mike Man. Yes. Yeah, that'll burn the calories. I don't know if that was a thing. I don't know if that was an internet rumor or what, but I heard people actually, it was some form of a workout because of hot sauce. They would get to such a ridiculous degree that it would almost be a cardio workout with their mouth. It was like they were they're sweating so badly and their heart was going so crazy that it was actually like a hot sauce workout. Aren't full worthy proteins hard for the body to digest and ready? What are we getting at here? I ain't no nutritionist, people. That's at least what I've read in a bunch of research papers. You probably know better than I do. Probably nothing. You do. Actually, some of the best nutrition advice I've ever had is off that Joe Rogan podcast. He's really kind of consolidates all the best info out there and unbiasedly gives it to you. So I would recommend that's pretty much where any of my advice comes from with regards to nutrition. So I think our opponent is just like holding back, maybe like what do you think, like exclude and things like that. Tap 3. Yeah, I'm gonna tap 3 just so maybe if he's got something he holds off on it, because this doesn't represent much value. Hopefully that worked. It probably didn't. He probably just doesn't have anything. I probably should have equipped the... Nah, that's a tough one there. Because if he's got Echoing Decay here, it's like I'm only attacking for 2. That's pretty depressing. But we'll just F6 ourselves and hope for the best. Mana Fake! Predicting 1-4. No, man, at this stage I want to go 0-5. Maybe I'll just throw it if I've got the win in the final game. I'm not that crazy, but I like firsts. It's been, what, about almost a year of streaming now? Gosh, does anybody know our Twitch birthday? I remember it was hot. I think it was like in June or something. I'm not sure. All right. You rules hound little fight. Never called you that before. Totally inaccurate. Gotta stretch. Main phase mystical teachings. Yeah, it is almost June. That's right. I'm gonna have to... Well, this is a... Well, wait a minute here. You know what? I think I'm gonna lose... What do you guys vote here? I mean, the Sun Chaser's very vulnerable. So's the War Falcon. I'm thinking of ditching the War Falcon, then I can Bonds of Faith the Sun Chaser. What do you think? I don't know when the first Twitch show was. I'll have to... War Falcon's got 1 vote. Anybody else? Anybody say Sun Chaser? I don't want to walk into a Chittering Rats. That's why. And I don't want to waste that on Bolus because it's not doing anything. Falcon. 2 for Falcon. Going once. Going twice. Sold. To the little fluffy creature. Whoop. Well, that makes it really easy. See, that was a real dumbass move of me. I thought that I just forgot what Innocent Blood did. I thought it was just this selfish outlook. It was like, oh, fake. It's like, no, he loses Bolus. So that's definitely the better play that we ended up doing because we can equip this now and do stuff. Because there's nobody in our way. Oh, okay. Thank you for that, Polt. I appreciate the homework there. No, I was quite a bit off by about 60 days. For some reason in my brain, I just remembered it being like the beginning of summer. But I can't believe we ever considered... I mean, Little Fight and I definitely had talks like, let's not do that Twitch thing. And we were kind of old men about it. Like, what's the deal? People watching people play games. And just didn't, hey, that's rare. We got a W off that one. Yeah, right. Well, Bonds of Faith, not that good against this. I'm going to bring in 3 relics. And I might bring in Missionary, but with Augur of Bolus, our Pauperganda promo card, that thing is just a roadblock. I'm not going to run at it with a 2-1. Turn on his good stuff. That's what is neat about this Pilgrim Bastard. So you can you've got to try to kill it. It doesn't just fall over to all these 1-drop Death Spark style things. Flame Jab. There's another card people need to play more of. I think I would play that in a UR Delver. Just one Flame Jab in there. That red often goes unused, and there's so much mirror out there. I think that might be good. I mean, how often do they gush, and they only want 2 or 3 mana up anyway, and you can do with those extra lands. You got nothing to do with them. Enter, retrace. Best mechanic ever. 2 move for you. Thank you for chiming in. I think that's the first. Glad to have you with us in this drastically horrible outing. His library didn't have enough cards in it. Streaming is a new thing, and it will stay. Yes. Now, I know when I'm wrong, and it was about the 2nd or 3rd stream, and Shiraz, and I think Arch Naomi, and Nichols, and all the old classics. Mike, man, were you pretty sure you were there at the beginning? And it was that community vibe, and I remember that being like, wow, I get it now. It's not really about, like my wife would sit around watching people play games. It's like, no. It's that community, that's give and go, this stuff. So it was kind of a learning curve for me, but embraced it fully. Oh. Gotcha. Well, you're one of many thrashers of my behind today, that's for sure. Huh. Man, I don't like this hand. I think I'm going to pitch this back. What do you guys think? Got a slow draw. Glinthawk doesn't have its firepower to come out fast with the Ornithopters or the Petals. And we're decay bait with our flyers here. Oh, okay, Mike, man, that's good times. Yeah, you said it all there, Hods. Hand is bad, says the poll. That's all I needed. Sometimes being an optimist is a terrible thing because you see the good in everything, and I'll see hands and I'm like, I should ship it back, and I'm like, I can do it. It's great for the ego, but horrible for the end result, usually. All right, we're going to keep this. Come out with the... yeah, we'll keep it. Put this on the top. Mostly for Sky Fisher. Yeah. All right. Here we are. I'm not Hydroblasted, said Mike Man 1978. I have no excuse for the spelling errors. I can't even count that high. I'm such a bad speller. I always say I'd like to be a flavor text writer for Magic. That's probably the only job I'd be qualified for, but it's like, God, thank goodness for spell checks. Just ask Little Fight. I have, however, had a dangerous amount of Gatorades. I don't think that sentence has ever been said. That's true for a lot of them, but, well, given Quantum, I guess it's had to have happened, but. Oh, come on, Cran. Our opponent must have used the facilities. Oh, I was just poking fun at myself for my bad spelling, Little Fight. You didn't miss nothing. All right. I'll drop this, and we'll go right into this. This. Probably just Edict bait here. We're not too worried about our life total. Leading off with our worst creature, but we do have an artifact, followed by the Relic, and then the Skyfisher. Not bad. Good. Don't mind that play at all. There needs to be more flavor text about sausage trees in future sets. I agree. That is the best. Of course, there was that yesterday on the poll. Do you remember what card we were talking about? It's a snake. Yesterday, we were talking about good flavor text, and it's a black card, and it was about a snake eating its own tail, and man, that was deep. I love that one, and I've never read it before. I thought I'd read them all, but yeah, meat tree, yes. feeling very goblin-esque in here, that's for sure. Boom, 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 yeah. I drop relic. What am I doing? Should have used quicksand for that. I just cost myself a turn. Oh well. I was going to drop quicksand to relic to trip it for the edict, then get it back with the hawk, but as I'm prone to do today for sure, losing plays. Oh no, the soul hole comment is back. I was hoping it was buried forever. Man, this guy is, maybe he's really against us and wants these losses to just sit, because every move it's like 4 minutes later. I was so eager. I always talk about not playing fast, and there I went and did it. But it'll give us a chance to play this, make one bad play into kind of a half-productive way out of it. Soul hole. A little too on the nose for a band name, probably. Our inbox is mighty empty this last week. It's been quiet out there. For a while there, I was getting some pretty steady either deck lists or show ideas or commercial stuff. So keep them coming. Don't be shy. Read them all. Respond to them all. All right. Make sure I'm not playing too fast here. Did we... The hell? I'm going crazy. We played quicksand. Okay, so we can't really do that now. I will play this. We will return this. Yes. Then I will play this. And I will return... Yeah, we need them both, don't we? And there's that. Hopefully these things live. Hey, we got through one phase. I'll drink to that, says Mike Man. Oh yeah, Shiraz. I'm glad to hear it. Thank you for that. I know I'm having fun, but it's always nice to get the... hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream. I think there's valuable lessons to be learned from today's show. Yes. Don't play this. And definitely don't play it on... Echoing Decay. Good name for my mood right about now. Here we go. I think Bone Splitter is a little more valuable at this stage of the game. Get our little Edict Insurance out and attack. Oh, I love those old G.I. Joe PSAs. Those are the best. One spotted massage. Cool, cool. If you guys haven't done that, that's like one of the oldest internet fun afternoons you can have, are the old G.I. Joe PSAs that somebody somewhere put all these weird existential jokes inside of it. It's a good time. Alright. Well, I don't want to walk into a decay. Hopefully we can turn it off. And I'm going to start eating my own graveyard because I don't really have any ways to bring stuff back, and I don't want to turn on Crypt Incursion. So don't let me forget that. And I'm going to favor this because of Echoing Decay. Coming on over. Make short work of this if he keeps getting screwed here. Cobra Khan. Deluxe's hero. Who's that? Cobra Khan. All right. Well, this is easy. Theriban Inspector. I like this right about now. All these edict effects and such. And let's go dig for something we can get. All right. Cool. More goods. Go get. Like that. We're still losing, J-Seg. But good to have you back. Thanks for coming back. Oh no, that's the right one, Hodds. Good old G.I. Joe. It's funny about just just 80s culture and the writing of cartoons. I don't know if you guys, I was a really big Transformers fan when I was a kid, right in the 80s, perfect toy age. And it was so funny because it was blatant marketing. You'd have, here's our list of heroes, and then some new Autobot or Decepticon would show up, right? And anybody that's seen these will say, hey, I know exactly what you're talking about. So like, I don't know, like Jetfire, somebody would show up in an episode and they'd be unbeatable and they'd turn the tide of battle and it was the greatest thing and everybody rushed out to Toys R Us and wanted to buy the toy and wait about 2 weeks. And then all of a sudden they're just cannon fodder. They're just in the background and they're even with everybody. And I always noticed that. And it always cracked me up when G.I. Joe had that. It was a really, really good cartoon, actually, that Serpentor, and they took the DNA of all these great people, and they put and then after about 3 episodes, he was just this stooge. I always liked that. I don't know where the story went, but whatever. I agree. Little fight with that text. Thanks for sending that, buddy. Okay. Let's make more bad plays. Let's do some stuff here. Let's forget to draw stuff off of Clue. And definitely forget to equip things. Anything else I can get wrong? Maybe we should save that since we've already played the land there. Or have we? I don't even remember. Going crazy. Oh no, are we going to win? This is not looking good for our immaculate loss record. Ah, the 80s. Yes, well said. Hod says, I confess to one of my guilty pleasures. I watched all the 80s Transformers cartoons. Yeah. In the, I know I told this story maybe even twice, but I used to work with the VO guy for that. And one of my buddy's birthdays, who's a bigger Transformer fan than me, and I had Vic Caroli record a message just for him and called him Autobot Tom. And I wrote a little script for him to say, I should have known. Oh, well, hey, let's not play too fast here. We're gonna win. Crypt incursion that. I'll double down on your kick to the crotch and are we gonna finally win? Hey, look at that. 20. Count them all, folks. 20 play points. It's amazing. It's crazy. So that's tied for our worst outing. I think we've gone 1-4 once before. But hey, it was a hell of a lot of fun and all that good stuff. I'm glad I remember to do that. Hell, as bad as I've been playing today, I might have forgot that. But take that, 05. That's right. Still, never lost at all. But anyway, so that was 2.5 hours. 1 win. But it happens. Thank you for that little fight. Great show to all of you. You guys are the thing that, kind of make things go down and all that good stuff. So, as we come to the end of Pauperganda, let me say thank you, first and foremost, to the community. We love you all that good stuff. And send any questions, comments, concerns you got. I got a few little commercials here and there. We're gonna roll too, but I'm tired of sitting. But I will be online all weekend. I may stream tomorrow night. If I do, it'll probably be like 6 p.m. It might be of the Hydroblasted Persuasion. I'm not quite sure. We'll see. And until then, guys, keep popping. Spread the word about the format. Go find those old timers and welcome them back to the format with open arms and all that good stuff. Anyway, this is Deluxikov, defeated, signing off. We'll see you next time.
Hello, Pauperganda. Don Wrinkle here, telling you about the very first show all about Pauper. It's called Pauperganda. I, Magic Great Don Winkle, fully endorse it. These guys are great. Check them out on YouTube.
Attention Pauperganda Nights! Show your love of all things Pauper with our Ultra Deluxe Playmats. And true to our Pauper roots, the glorious artwork is 100% free.
Trying to give these guys everything they can get to me, that's it.
Just send an email to pauperganda@gmail.com with the subject 1, 2, or 3, and we'll send you the playmat file for free.
I gotta read it again because my mind is just a piece of shit this morning.
All you need to do is visit our friends at inkgaming.com. Order yours today.